Well, the Mythic Dawn is defeated. Mehrunes Dagon has been banished to the pits of Oblivion once again. The Arcane University is buzzing as if nothing ever happened. A new day has dawned over Tamriel, all thanks to Dar-Lei.
Ancient alien curses.
And now, it's time for some much-deserved rest. What are we up to? Well, we're going to the library. This is not the library.
Magister, may I speak with you?
We're going to the library.
All right, but please be brief.
I have some
To see if we can.
share your findings.
Good lord, these people talk a lot. Going to the library to see if we can't track down a copy of the Argonian account, which, honestly, in this kind of library, we probably won't, but it's still worth a look, I would say. Oh, Tarmina, hey, we had never checked in with her.
Great. The bards will be busy composing songs in your honor for years to come. To think that we lived through such times.
That's what Dar-Lei likes to hear. Well, we defeated the Mythic Dawn, Tarmina. You must be, at the very least, happy about it?
A secretive cult they follow the...
Yeah. Okay, that's just standard shit. How do you feel about me being the Archmage?
The Mystic Archives have
Okay,
a large
well.
collection of books. Look around, and you may learn a thing or two.
You just never know what these topics are
Farewell.
gonna actually say, do ya? Alright, let's see here. Out of Real Baron Zayat. That's actually a very good book. Maybe we should read it now that we have a lot of freaking time on our hands. Rest assured, though,
Hello.
Hi there.
that...
Everyone wants to know what really happened in the temple. What happened to Martin? Was the fiery dragon really Akatosh?
Probably.
All right.
Arthur
All right.
is a sneaky one. Kind of makes you wonder what he's up to.
I heard that he stood in one place for hours just to teach himself how to be sneakier. Sounds boring, but whatever works for you.
Farewell. Walk with virtue, friend.
All else is put
Oh
aside
my God.
to celebrate
Oh.
of our deliverance from evil, thanks to Akatosh and his servant Martin.
I see. Heard any news from the other
Look at her
provinces?
nose.
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Good to know. Good news from Kvatch for a change.
She's got quite the
What was it
schnoz.
like? In the temple at the end, did Martin really call down the power of Akatosh to smite Dagon?
Yes, it was really quite something. Oh, you do training.
If you seek additional training, I cannot help. De Gale, however, knows more than anyone in Cyrodiil.
Oh, and
You can
mysticism.
find her in the Leowen Guild Hall.
Interesting. Okay, good to know.
Knowledge is the... You too.
Well, we don't need any further
Blessed
training in
we are.
mysticism. Well, I should have known that we wouldn't find the book in here. But rest assured, we will not just be reading books. We have plenty of other adventures to go on. In fact, we might actually hit up the market district right now and see if the jerk at the bookstore has copies of the Argonian account. Rest assured, we have plenty of adventures still to go on. We have Daedric shrines that our underlings at the Mages Guild are tracking down for us. It also occurred to me that we know about a little place. And I'm forgetting what it's called. We'll look at it. We'll take a peek at our map to see if we can look it up. But we know of a little place that may house another artifact. Here it is. Sundercliff Watch. We know of this place. We heard rumors about it. Something about it being cursed by Mehrunes Dagon himself. And even though we have defeated Mehrunes Dagon, it's still probably worth checking out. So we will make a plan to go over there in the near future as well. But for now, it's going to be a lot of... but we are going to be looking for Daedric shrines. Basically going on self-directed adventures. And we're doing this while we wait for the Imperial Dragon armor to finish being made for us. Not that we necessarily plan to wear it, but mostly just to have it in our collection of goodies.
How can I assist you, champion?
As well as just giving us time to kind of do our own thing for a while before we explore that strange,
Good to see you.
what you call it?
Good day.
That strange island that's appeared in the middle of the Nibbin Bay. I feel like maybe the best route is gonna be to go through here, Green Emperor away, and then go to the Market District. I think that's a plan. No more Oblivion Gates, though. We have solved the crisis. We will never see another Oblivion Gate again. We will only see their ruins. Which in itself will be pretty cool to see. Before I forget, in between videos, I ended up doing a couple different things. So I made this Curse of Weakness. So let me show it to you guys. It's pretty nifty. Curse of Weakness. It drains endurance on touch and it drains health on touch for quite a bit. The idea is that it makes the thing I want to hit more vulnerable to damage. I probably could do a shorter duration. But, you know, some enemies may be tougher than others to take down, so that's worth bearing in mind. Let's see here. This is the same. I made Wamasu's Breath, which is this is actually a pretty nasty one. So it does 50 points of damage per 5 seconds, right? So when you math that out, that's 50 times 5, that's 250 points of damage. But then you apply the 100% weakness to shock, right? So that basically doubles it. So this is gonna be a pretty nasty little blast that we can use every now and then. But yeah, I don't think I changed this up too much. I think this is the same as before. Yeah, it's the same. This is the spell that I made a little while back. But yeah, so just did a little bit of spell crafting in between videos. Just a little bit. I tested out the Curse of Weakness spell on I happen to have a Zivali scroll in my inventory, so I quickly summoned the Zivali and tested it out on the summon, and boy oh boy, he worked really well. He went down in just a couple hits, and you know how tough Zivalis can be. Hello there, jerkface.
The thought of what might have happened if you and Martin hadn't stopped Dagon's invasion. But it's over. Thank Akatosh. The Oblivion invasion is over and we've survived.
Yes, thank God for that. Thank Akatosh for that. But that's not what I'm here about. I'm here about books.
Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
I don't suppose you have the Argonian account, you jerk. He really is a dick, though. I'm not just calling him a jerk to be funny. He really is a dick. You have the Argonian account book 2, but not books 1 and 3? Really? You sure? You, sir, are a jerk. I might have to actually look up where I can find them at this point, because this is getting ridiculous. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I need books 1 and 3. All right.
Good day.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let's see here. The Argonian account. We'll just pretend like Fintius is telling us where we can find a copy, or where he's heard rumors of one. Let's see here. Good old UESP. I'm not going. It's giving me a whole ass transcript. Don't really want that. This is giving me a whole ass transcript of it, but I want to find it. Let's see here. Maybe Elder Scrolls Wiki or fandom. I don't like the fandom site, but you know. Given it as a random quest reward. What the hell? What? Let's see here. Where else can we find it? Adventurer's Campsite, an unmarked location near Chillwind Depths. Bard's Call. Oh, this is in Skyrim. I want to know. Oh, and in Oblivion, it's given as a random quest reward. One way to obtain the book is to complete a quest like Bear Season, which gives only combat skill books. Save before getting the quest reward and reload until given the book. Random loot. Oh my god, random. Oh man, that fucking sucks, man. What the fuck? Oh, good lord, we may never find it. We may just never find it. Good god. I don't suppose you just have a copy sitting on your shelves? That really sucks that it's just random loot. Like, really? God, you gotta take better care of your shop, man.
Much more
All
dangerous
right.
place.
Well, that's not going to be a
Sell
thing.
almost anything there.
Let's see here. Should we do some random adventuring? All right. I'm not going to call it random adventuring, actually. We're going to say
know that there's a pawnbroker around.
Question.
that,
Safe travel.
oh my god, before we left, Tarmina, because why not, let us know about the potential location of one Daedric Shrine, and that it's somewhere. There could be a couple in this general area over here. We thanked her for the information and we headed off to see if we can find it. Oh, lovely. I want to show you guys how good the spell is. Look at that damage. Oh, fuck. A goddamn Zibalai. Whoa! What the hell? Oh my god. That was nuts. Alright, so let me show you just how good the spell is. Let me really show you. Look at that. Just a few hits and he's down. Crazy good. Crazy good spell. Alright. My lizard senses tell me that there's something over there. Let's go ahead and take a potion. So obviously this place has kind of respawned, but I'm not particularly interested in going in. We'll definitely jump into new ruins and whatnot. Ruins that we haven't been to. Owies. But I don't feel the need to really revisit old ones. Let's see this new spell that I made.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Look at that. Died of his wounds. Staff of Conflagration. I could sell it. Take those. Alright, we will go check out that shrine in a second, but there's also a fort over there. Have we been to Fort Alessia? We have. Damn, that's a shame. We have. No, we haven't actually. I was looking at Sweetwater. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into Fort Alessia. Why not? Hello there.
Oh, if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
That was great. I love the spell. This is a good spell. 4, right. Taking that soul. And of course it didn't go into what I wanted it to go into. Why would it? Any other animals around here that I can just quickly soul trap for funsies? I think there's some random horses over there, but let's be real, I'm not going to catch them. I don't even think with my speedy spell I'd be able to catch them, truth be told. Fort Alessia. Very interesting that it's called Fort Alessia. I wonder if if Saint Alessia herself actually set foot in this fort at some point. That'd be interesting. Well, I guess the best way to find the Argonian... that's so irritating that it's just random loot. Why would they do that to a motherfucker? All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna use our new... where is it? Starlight spell. Perfect. Great. I didn't mean to do that one. Easy. Ooh, athletics increases 74. Nice.
By Eastmere's Spears, we've got ourselves a live one.
Hello? Who's there?
Ooh, our thing ran out of charge. That's not great. I don't love that. Strong potion of dispel. Don't care about it. Oh yeah, that's right. I took it off. Auto thingy. Not auto thingy. You know what I mean. Took it off our hotbar. Don't need the repair hammer. What's that? Sorry. All right. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go ahead and redo. We also have Eyes of Midnight. That's fun. Okay, it costs 15. Yes.
Huh?
Your presence here will not be tolerated.
That's nice.
That the best you can do?
There we go. I'll take the potion of healing, sure. What else we got in here? Okay. Nothing else. Well, while we're running around, I've got some random thoughts about the Oblivion's main quests that have been kind of like rattling around in my head that I was just like too blown away by the finale to really discuss properly at the time. So one of the things that I wish the Elder Scrolls would go back to is having required reading for their
What's the
main
matter?
quests.
Is the baby gonna cry?
So like, for example, in Morrowind, in Morrowind, there are certain books that you have to read in order to really fully grasp what's going on, and the NPCs strongly, and there are NPCs that strongly recommend, yes, you should read this book, right? And I guess that does happen occasionally in the main quest here, but like the reading isn't as strongly recommended because you don't really need it to understand what's happening, to understand the significance of what's happening in the main story. I keep using the wrong thing. There. Good lord. This is what I get for reconfiguring my fucking key bindings.
You'll never take me down.
Nice. But anyway, yeah, I wish that they would go back to the Morrowind, the basically required reading list style. And I get how that might not be to everyone's taste, and especially with people today are just have such terrible attention spans and sometimes terrible reading comprehension skills. So on the one hand, while I think it'd be really cool if the Elder Scrolls went back to that, I can't help but wonder if it would really like if it would really upset people. But then there's also a small part of me that feels like sometimes, as much as I'm glad that the Elder Scrolls is now a commercially successful series, and in fact we wouldn't even have we wouldn't have the Elder Scrolls if not for... Okay, let me go back a bit. So, like, Morrowind is what really put Bethesda and really the Elder Scrolls on the map. It's what saved the company from bankruptcy at the time it came out.
I'd better cut down on the ale. Starting to see things, I am.
I keep forgetting. Oh my god. Nice. Okay. So, Morrowind is what saved Bethesda from bankruptcy, and part of me wishes that they would go back to some of the things from Morrowind, which such as having required reading. But I also understand how that may not be to everyone's taste necessarily, and how that may actually be a bit of a pain in the ass for some people. Don't even get me started on the whole audiobooks thing. I know a lot of people just don't straight up even read anymore. So people just listen to audiobooks instead of reading, which don't get me started on my feelings on that. But and actually a lot of Americans just don't read, period. A lot of Americans aren't even reading books at all. Like even if you include audiobooks, even if you count audiobooks as reading, which is another discussion that I'm not going to have right now. People aren't even doing that. So as much as I think it would make me happy if required reading had been part of the Oblivion main quest, I can also understand why some people maybe would not want that. I can understand how maybe that would not be a good idea. And how that may not be may not be a successful move for future Elder Scrolls games. The viability of future Elder Scrolls games at this point with all the layoffs is another discussion entirely that I'm not going to have right now because I'm still very upset about the layoffs. But yeah, so I wish that there had been required reading as part of the quest. I also wish that there was more political intrigue. An assassination is pretty straightforward, and after that, it's pretty straightforward who's the good guys, who are the good guys, who are the bad guys, right? I wish there were more political intrigue as part of the main quest. Like, how the hell does the Mythic Dawn know about Waynon Priory? How the hell do they know about Cloud Ruler Temple? How do they know about Martin? These are all questions that are worth asking, and you can't. I don't think you can just chalk it up to, oh well, Mankar Cameron knows all. He's a wizard. That's just lazy. Ooh. Oh, this right. I've arrived at Hircine's shrine. The note should be behind a tree, found by following the wolf's gaze. We don't care about this. We don't care about Burning Trail. So I wish there were a bit more political intrigue in the main quest as well. All right. I don't know who's in charge here. You're all kind of dressed the same. So this is Hircine's shrine. Fun stuff. Hello there.
You found this place. Now you must find your way within.
Okay, so you're not in charge. Are you in charge?
You approach the shrine of Hircine. Are you hunter or are you prey?
I am a hunter.
Do you think yourself a hunter? Then approach the shrine of Hircine. Leave our lord an offering. Leave an offering of the pelt of a bear or the pelt of a wolf at the shrine. And Hircine may find you worthy. Or perhaps you will learn what it is to be the hunted.
Okay.
Be seeing you.
Didn't we literally just kill a wolf, or was that a dog, technically? I can't remember if the animal that we killed over at Fort Alessia was a wolf or a dog. Let's double back and find out. You won't accept a deer pelt? Deer pelt isn't a lootable item. So yeah, I wish there were more I wish there were required reading, because okay, I'm kind of gonna go back on that a little bit. Like, there are certain points where everything they say is very where some of the dialogue is very lore heavy, which is nice, but it would also be nice if you had it was a dog. If you had context for what they were saying, so you could have a greater understanding of what it is that they're getting at or what it is that they're talking about. Why do the dragon... I mean, it is explained to you why the dragon fires matter so much, but sometimes you process that information... Okay, here's where I really think the rub is with not having required reading, right? Sometimes when it's just spoken dialogue, it can go over your head, right? You may not immediately process everything. Or you may not process everything, period, right? Or maybe you're one of those people who skips through dialogue, right? Which is another issue altogether. That's a minotaur. Maybe there'll be bears in the cave. Who knows? Easy. Have we been to Charcoal Cave? I mean, we've discovered it just now. I'm assuming we haven't been here before.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to be soul trapping. Well, considering that we're about to fight animals, I guess it doesn't matter all that much if we're soul trapping or not. Maybe there will be bears in here. I feel like sometimes when you read about something, you're able to process the information differently, or you're able to process the information better. You have to wrestle with it. Whereas when it's just given to you through dialogue, you know, sometimes it can just be in one ear, out the other. If you read it, you have to kind of wrestle with the information sometimes. Hey, bear. Easy. We'll clear out the cave before we go back, though. So I feel like... Hi there. Oh, what a friendly bandit. So yeah, I think if you had required reading, then you'd have a better grasp of what exactly is going on in the main quest. You could say the same thing for Skyrim, I think. It'd be nice if there were required reading in that game as well. Wonderful. I want more political intrigue. And the only reason why I don't say that for Skyrim as well is because that's not the main quest isn't necessarily political. There is a political element to it later on, to be sure, but that comes a little bit later. Although, you know, I always love having political intrigue, so I wouldn't say, you know, if there were more political intrigue in Skyrim's main quest, I wouldn't mind that too. But I feel like Oblivion is just ripe for political intrigue, given that it's all about the assassination of an emperor. It's kind of a shame that it's not there. Seems like a missed opportunity to me, you know? What else? What else? Got a soul. Here's another one. Here's another one. I wish Mankar Cameron had more of a presence. Because as it stands, when you come across him, when you finally meet him, he just kind of comes across as a mad wizard, more or less. Which, don't get me wrong, I love me a good mad wizard. Nice. Yeah, don't get me wrong, love me a good mad wizard. But that's kind of all he comes across as, with his ravings and whatever. And actually, that's another good point. If there were more required reading, if there were required reading in Oblivion's main quest, you'd have probably a better time understanding what it is that Mankar is saying. And you know what? I can already hear it. I can already hear someone saying this. Well, you have to kind of read the Mysterium Xarxes. Well, first of all, no, you don't. You don't have to read it. You can just, have Tarmina do all the reading for you and tell you what to go do if you wait long enough. So at that, it's not even a required reading. But let's say that you do consider that required reading. It's required reading that's entirely difficult to parse. That's super difficult to parse. It's not necessarily illuminating. You have to watch a lore video to understand. Oh, shit. You have to watch a lore video to understand what it's saying. So, as far as required reading goes, it's not very helpful. But yeah, I wish that Mankar Cameron had more of a presence. In Morrowind, you get Dagoth in your dreams, and well, you have Dagoth showing up in your dreams. You also have he's also a real person who's like existing, who just like lives in a, well, I'm not gonna, yeah, he lives in Red Mountain. As an NPC, he is just there. He is just there, and you could go to him at any point. Whether that's advisable is another question altogether. But you could go to him at any point in your gameplay and say hi to him, because he is an actual person there. But beyond that, you say hi, he comes to you in your dreams and messes with you. That's fun. There's another Spriggan somewhere. Oh, there you are. Alduin, although he is not an NPC that you can just find somewhere at any given time in your playthrough of Skyrim, he does nevertheless make several appearances, and he antagonizes you. He taunts you. You can see him resurrecting dragons. You can see him doing his thing, right? You meet him at the very beginning of the game, for Christ's sake. The Dragonborn is in a sense all his fault. Mankar Cameron makes, one appearance. And then he monologues at you while you're walking through his paradise. And then you fight him. And that's all you get of them. So, as far as Elder Scrolls villains go, not the most stage presence. Could be better, So yeah, all right. So to recap what I've said so far, so I don't forget, I would have loved it if there were required reading. I would have loved it if there were more political intrigue. I would have loved it if Mankar Cameron had more presence, and generally had more characterization aside from just kind of a crazy wizard guy.
Show me what you got. Do your worst.
Yeah.
Anything else? I really should have written down my thoughts, because now I'm like trying to remember things off the top of my head. Part of me wants to, so Part of me wishes that the player had more agency throughout the main quest. More narrative agency in the sense of like Baldur's Gate 3 or really any CRPG. It would be nice if there were more player agency, but to be fair, I can't speak for Daggerfall or Arena, obviously. I've never played those games, but to be fair, you don't have a lot of narrative agency in Morrowind either. That's never really been a selling point for the Elder Scrolls games. It's a go anywhere, be anyone type of role-playing game. You know, your character isn't so much defined by the choices you make throughout the narrative. Your character is defined by the choices you make as you exist in, how you choose to exist in the world. So, as much as I would love it if there were more player agency in the main quest narrative, it's also not. It's kind of it's not really what you come to an Elder Scrolls game for. So I can't have a hard time faulting it for that. I also have a hard time in the same way that I have a hard time faulting Skyrim for it, because that's just kind of the way it's been since Morrowind. Again, can't speak to Daggerfall. So, take that one or leave it, I guess.
It's a fight you want. It's a fight you'll get.
Where are you? Perfect. What else? What else? Those are the main ones, really, when I get right down to it. If there are other points about it that then I'm missing them right now. And I do hasten to add that this doesn't mean I think that the main quest or that Oblivion as a whole is a bad game. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's my favorite Elder Scrolls game necessarily, but Ooh. The fuck? I don't think it's necessarily my favorite Elder Scrolls game, but it's still a good game. All the Elder Scrolls games are good. Lovely. Rough chest, charcoal cave key. Interesting. Let's go up this way. All right, back at the entrance. Okay, well we have our bear pelt, so we can go ahead and return to Hircine and get going on his quest. Man, I've been talking so much about things that I would like to be different in the main quest. I should talk about the things that I like a little bit, just to kind of balance things out here. I think, as I mentioned in the main quest finale episode, I really like that it emphasizes a friendship between you and Martin. Okay, actually, I'm going to walk that back a little bit. I'm going to come back to that in a second. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Because all the people that you work with are likable. Oh, I'm going to have a hot take in a sec. I'm going to have a hot take about the blades in a second, actually. That's another thing I wish were different, but I'm going to come back to that in a sec. I like that Martin is the hero. That's fun. I like that when you finish off Mehrunes Dagon at the Temple of the One, That's it. Oblivion Crisis over. No more gates. That's nice. I don't feel like I can levy the same criticism at Skyrim because once the dragons are out of the bag, that's it. I don't think you can really put them back in the bag. Alduin got too busy. He resurrected too many of them. It's too late. You know, it's not like a kill the main vampire. That's not like a kill the head vampire and the rest of them die or revert kind of situation. It's too late. The dragons are there. You gotta live with them now. So I'm not gonna levy. I don't levy the same. I don't expect the same from Skyrim necessarily. But I do like that once you defeat Mehrunes Dagon, that's it. No more Oblivion Gates. It'd be really it's honestly really irritating to have to walk through the land and deal with all those Oblivion Gates. Okay, let's talk to Hircine before I give you my hot take about the blades and about friendship with Martin. Man, this is making it sound like that I really don't like the main quest, which is not true. The main quest is very fun. But anyway, let's talk to Hircine now. Here's a bear pelt for you.
Summoned my prey. The hare crouches before the fox's muzzle. Perhaps I surpassed you, mortal. Sent you to hunt for my amusement. In Arcane Grove is a quarry worthy the chase. First named, last tamed. The unicorn runs wild there. Bring me this creature's whole mortal, if you dare.
After I made the required offering, Hircine was summoned and spoke to me. He told me that he desires the horn of a unicorn. I may be able to find a unicorn in the Arcane Grove. Lovely. We will go kill a mystical, magical, majestic beast for Hircine. Okay, so here is my hot take about the blades. You know how everybody hates Delphine? I think that's the way it should be. I think you should not like... I don't think you should like the blades. The fact that everybody loves Caius Casades because he's a shirtless drug addict in Morrowind is like... It's funny. People like Caius because it's funny. But let's be real. Like, okay. The blades are two things at once. They are not only the equivalent of the Secret Service, you know, protect the president, that sort of thing. They're not only the Secret Service, protect the Emperor. They are also the CIA. Which means that they are spies. Which means that they interfere with other countries' sovereignty. Which means that they do fucked up shit. Such as, like I said, undermining other countries' sovereignty, including probably murder and assassination. The blades should not be good people. I actually take a lot of issue with the fact that they are unequivocally presented as good as the unquestionable good guys here in Oblivion. I wish they were presented a little bit more in a more complicated light. I actually really like that Delphine is kind of horrible in Skyrim. I think that's a good thing. No, you should not see the Elder Scrolls CIA as unequivocally good. You should not see them that way. That is taking a very uncritical look at them. A very uncritical look at them. And what I like about Morrowind is that there's just enough text there that if you're paying attention, you can come to the conclusion that, oh, wait a minute, the blades are actually kind of fucked up. Maybe they're not all that trustworthy. Hell, how much you want to... You know how the CIA disseminated drugs throughout black communities in America? How much you want to bet that the Blades are responsible for the fucking skooma trade? There's nothing. I don't think there's anything in the text to suggest that. But come on, come on. Tell me it's not. Tell me that's not realistic. That totally wouldn't happen. Can I soul trap a unicorn? I don't think I can. Oh, I didn't get a soul out of it. Unicorn horn. Yay, we killed a majestical, mythical monster. I have killed the unicorn and retrieved its horn. I should return to the Shrine of Hircine. I should. I like that the unicorn was protected by minotaurs. They got 2 horns, he's got 1. I don't know, something funny about that. Okay. Time for my second hot take. I don't think you spend nearly enough time with Martin to justify him calling you a friend. It's nice that he does that. It's very nice that he does that. And yes, saving him would, I can see why you would absolutely feel a debt of gratitude to somebody who saved you, right? But that doesn't necessarily make you friends. Now here's what I would have liked to see. If maybe you and Martin go out on some adventures together, right? If maybe you and Martin go out, you know, you retrieve Tiber Septim's armor together, for example, or you look into the, well, you can't really look into the spies together, but but the issue is that he's all cooped up. Narratively, it doesn't make sense for him to leave the, that's, yeah, it puts you in a bit of a bind because you don't actually go, so, okay. Let's think about Baldur's Gate 3 as an example. Or even Divinity Original Sin 2, which is something that we're currently playing on the channel. You can go out with, you have companions that you travel with, and you do stuff together. You go on adventures together, and at a certain point, and you can legitimately call them a friend at a certain point, right? Because you got each other's backs. You go through danger together all the time. You went through danger with Martin, like maybe, you know, a handful of times if you want to be generous, you know. It's not the same. It's just not the same. I don't feel like you spend nearly enough time with Martin to justify justify him calling you a friend.
Yes, Hunter. Make your offering. Did you taste its flesh and drink its blood? Never waste the spoils of a kill. You've pleased me, Hunter. Take my token and wear it well. Hereafter, take your prey and whisper my name.
Hell, if I'm being honest, I feel more connected with Boris. Hircine was impressed with my skill in hunting the unicorn. He has rewarded me with the Savior's hide. Cool. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I feel more connected with Boris. You know? He almost kills us in the in the sewers. He tells us to go. And in a lot of ways, I feel like the hero of Kvatch, if you're playing a younger hero of Kvatch like I am, I think Dar-Lei's pretty young. If you're playing a younger hero of Kvatch, I feel like Boris is like, he's a young member of the Blades, you're a young adventurer, you know, I feel like there's a lot of there. I think that is ripe for friendship. Not to mention that you go on a secret mission with him. That's nice. That's fun. That's good. That is a foundation for a good friendship. I'm just kind of protecting. Okay, here's what that is. Here's what that is to me. You go on the. You work with at a certain point. You work with Boris as an equal, right? I don't feel like you can say the same. Is that my horse? No, I don't feel like you can necessarily say the same for Martin. I feel like you are protecting him. So at a certain point, you act as his bodyguard. At other points, you act as his fetcher. Not in the sense, not in the Dunmer, you know, slur sense of the word, but in the sense of like you're going and getting things for him. You know. I just don't feel like I don't feel like you spend enough quality time with Martin to justify calling him a friend. That's just me. Maybe you feel differently. I think this is a, you know, a lot of what I say is entirely subjective. This is all based on my personal tastes. You know, take it or leave it. Your mileage may vary and all that. So, you know, these are just the hot takes of a guy who is trying to entertain you with video games. Okay, let's have a look at this fucking thing, huh? Let's have a look at the Savior's Hide. Wow, it looks stupid on us. It looks cool though. It just doesn't work for us, obviously, and we have our own gear that we really like, but this is cool. Obviously, if you're a hunter, this is gonna be a good one. If you're playing a hunter, maybe an assassin, this would be a good one for you. It just resists magic on self, 25%. I've been toying around with the idea of making a barbarian character. Maybe a Nord, maybe an orc. Heck, maybe even a Khajiit. And this would be the armor that they use at some point. Or this would probably be their final armor piece. Yeah. It's cool. I really like what they did with it. It looks neat. It's really, really nice. It's excellent stuff. We're gonna stick with this. All right. Should we maybe have a rest inside of Fort Alessia? I think so. I think that I saw bedrolls over here. There we go. Rest for a bit, so that's daylight. All right, do I have any more Oblivion main quest hot takes? How many more people can I upset? Can I upset anyone else? Have I have I actually upset anyone? No, I think those are all my hot takes. I think so. Okay, I'll say something nice about it. I like that... Oh, let's just water walk across, fuck it. I like that you are able to... That there are certain natural breakpoints in the main quest where you can justify just kind of fucking off and questing around. Specifically those parts, like, for example, when Martin tells you to go get a Daedric artifact, like, that's a good opportunity to just kind of fuck around and do whatever you want for a while, right? There are also certain points where it's like, oh, Martin's gonna need some time to study this or whatever. I feel like there are good points where you can just kind of fuck off and do your own thing, which is good. I like it when there's breathing room in an Elder Scrolls main quest. Morrowind is the master of giving you breathing room. It's fantastic. Just time to kind of explore the world and enjoy it. Ugh, high level goblins. I don't want to bother with them. I'm trying to remember where Clavicus Vile's Daedric Shrine is. I thought it was maybe in this direction, but I'm starting to think that my memory is failing me. I think maybe it's more over here. So I do remember that Clavicus Vile's and Hircine's shrines are pretty close together. Tarmina told us, of course. Tarmina told us. I'm not using meta knowledge. No. Look, I'm just trying to... I want to do all the Daedric quests. I've never done all the Daedric quests before. I want to do all the Daedric quests, and I feel like because Dar-Lei has fairly loose morals. It is somewhat loose, you know. somewhat loose, semi-loose ethics. He doesn't have nearly as much. He doesn't have any, you know. I'm not going to be doing any. Rayloft's not going to do any quests, any Daedra quests whatsoever. It's just not going to happen with him. Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Hell no. That's not happening. As for our good friend Narathor, you know, he's obviously down to do Daedra quests, but there are certain Daedra quests he would never do. Like, you know, we're never gonna serve Molag Bal. We're not gonna serve Malakath, even though we did make friends with the orcs. We're not gonna serve him. We're not gonna serve. We're not going to serve what's who else? Mehrunes Dagon. You know, we're not gonna do their quests.
Presence here will not be tolerated.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
Yeah.
There. Okay. I feel like we're getting close to where we need to be. Have we been to this fort? We have been to this fort, so we're not going to go into it again. I know that Tarmina told us that it's somewhere near Pell's Gate. So, you know, yeah, Dar-Lei's a little bit more flexible. And he's interested in studying these artifacts anyway, from a scholarly perspective. We are so close. I know we're close. I feel like it's maybe just past Vindicil. Maybe. Wait a minute. Maybe it's up here. This is looking familiar now. Oh my god. Felgagelt Cave. Good lord, Morrowind-ass dungeon name. Oh, wait a minute. We are on the right track. We are on the right track. I think I know exactly where it is. Well, should we go into Felgagelt Cave? Hey, I got it. Look at that. Felgagelt Cave. We'll discover it for now, so I remember to go into it next time. All right, Clavicus Vile's Shrine. Lovely. You probably thought I was going to cut the video there, huh? Nope.
You approach the shrine of Clavicus Vile. You should not be here unless you have business with Lord Clavicus.
I do have business with him, I think.
Here we worship Lord Clavicus. Do you have business with the Daedra?
What kind of business?
There are many deals to be made, even with a god. You could find great wealth or painful death. If you wish to bargain with Clavicus Vile, approach with an offering of 500 gold and hope the Lord smiles on your offering.
Would have given him 1,000.
Do not test his patience.
Here you go.
A mortal! Wonderful. Always a pleasure. Perhaps you'll do service for me, mortal, and I'll reward you. A fair bargain, don't you think? You will retrieve for me a sword. A very special sword. It contains the soul of Umbra, a hero I have had dealings with in the past. Bring the sword to me, and I'll reward you with my mask. You'll not find a better bargain, mortal. Begin your search in Hell's Gate.
Very well. When I gave my offering at the shrine of Clavicus Vile, the Daedra Lord told me about Umbra, and how he wishes me to return to him the Umbra sword. I should start my search in Pell's Gate. I think that's the voice of Todd Howard. I think Todd Howard voiced Clavicus Vile, funny enough. Well, fun fact. All right, let's get to Pell's Gate.
Hello!
Oh, good God.
Pay attention! In your pack, the dog. I swear, you heroes aren't particularly quick on the uptake. Good. Got your attention. I'm Barbas, the Hound of Clavicus Vile. Not that I've always been Hound, or always been called Barbas. I've also been a Red Guard.
I hate you.
For a while I was a scamp, making deals with orcs. But for now, I am his Hound, and I serve the Lord Clavicus. A word of advice here. You've made a bad deal. This Umbra, bad business. Things always end badly where that one's concerned. Clavicus has always been a little blind to that, and it'll end badly this time too. So just leave things be. Walk away. It's your best bet, really.
Barbas, the Hound of Clavicus Vile, has spoken to me through the figurine that appeared in my pack. He tells me that returning the Umbra sword to Clavicus Vile is a mistake, likely to cause great ruin to Vile's domain. The question is, do I care, or do I want the sword? Something to consider.